Thanks, Nikki, and thank you to Rotarians who are present today, and Lee Wilkinson, the president of the Rotary Club of Wellington, for welcoming the 11 of us for an amazing lunch this afternoon. I came to Wellington, like most of us in the program, driven by love and family and the promise of better living. But we all knew early on that we would have to work for it, that it wouldn't just fall conveniently into our laps. And in my case, I came here without prior research, and I had never been to New Zealand before. I arrived last October, and for the first months, I was actually enjoying a break from work life. But once I returned from a trip to Indonesia in December, I knew that it was time for me to get a job. Then I thought, I have the energy, I have the ability, and I definitely have the time back then. Now, how do I create the opportunity? Thankfully, there are a lot of voluntary positions around Wellington, as David mentioned earlier, which allowed me to go out there and show what I could do. And then I joined the Skilled Migrant Program. One thing led to another, and right now I have 2 full-time job offers. I'm happy for that. But before I talk more about my New Zealand experience, I'm going to tell you about my background. I was born and raised in Indonesia, and I spent my school years in Jakarta before moving to another town, still in Java, to obtain a bachelor's degree in international relations, and where I received a scholarship to pursue a master's degree in management. I had worked for a radio station since my second year of university. And once I graduated with my master's, I had a stint in Singapore before returning to Jakarta for a job with a Malaysian pay TV company as a presenter and reporter. And in 2009, I received a scholarship from the Dutch government to pursue a master's degree in media culture in Maastricht. And at the end of my study, I had an internship with Deutsche Welle in Germany. And they offered me ongoing employment with them, and I ended up working for the English and the Indonesian department for almost 4 years. Although I did take a break in 2012 to work for an American nonprofit organization based in Bali, and that's where I met my Spanish husband. We both loved the outdoors, so it wasn't hard for us to fall in love instantly with New Zealand. And we're determined to make it our new home, and that's why I have to make it work. And since January, I've been volunteering for 5 organizations. I have worked part-time for 3 companies, and currently I am doing an internship with one of those companies. Almost all the work I've done here in New Zealand isn't really related to my professional background as a multimedia journalist. But I think that's also the beauty of being a newcomer in New Zealand. Migrants here, we're able to explore new avenues, and there are services that cater for migrants who are willing to make the effort to integrate. And sometimes what we need is a nudge, a guide to inform us about the ins and outs of the New Zealand workplace and help us navigate our way towards the right direction and to sustain ourselves once we reach our destinations. And I think the Skilled Migrant Program is, so far, it's not only helping me to assimilate better in the workplace, but also on a day-to-day basis. I think the program is a brilliant product of a strategic partnership between the kind, helpful people at Victoria University, the Rotary Club of Wellington, and the Johnson Group. More importantly, the program also helps in letting employers know that there are qualified migrants out there and that we can offer added value. And now we're almost at the end of our program. I like to think that we already have an understanding about Kiwis in workplace settings. And as we're about to restart our job searches well-equipped, hopefully we'll also get acknowledgement and encouragement from employers. And before I end my talk, on behalf of our class, I'd like to thank our lovely guest tutors who are present today for spending the time to provide us with input and guidance through mock interviews. And thank you to the guest speakers who came to class to let us know about a range of matters relating to New Zealand. And thank you to the members of the club who have offered to be job search mentors when we graduate. Dear fellow skilled migrants, please join me in thanking the Rotary Club of Wellington for their invaluable support.
Thank you, Carissa.